Is things like Minions tends not to be like that.
Mm-hmm. And yo and hello, good evening or afternoon or morning or whatever the fuck time it is that you want to call it wherever you are. I am your idiot, Della Hazed, and welcome back to the Idiot's Lounge. Joining
The
me,
objective truth is that it's 9:30 in the morning. If you think it's any other time, you are wrong.
which brings me to who I have joining me, or at least for now, Terry Diamantis.
Hey everyone,
uh, how are you today, bud?
pretty good. A little bit hungry in the sense that food places haven't opened yet,
Oof.
but you know that's normal for 9:30 in the morning.
Fair
Once
enough.
once, uh, once it gets to lunchtime, I'll eat and be happier. Um, and Johnny seems to think it's only on D Live. No, it's on YouTube as well.
Yep.
Presumably on Twitch too.
Oh yeah, running on all three as have been lately. Speaking of which, hey Johnny. Sorry I didn't notice you there. It took me a while to get the multi-stream chat up for my view. I forgot to do that sooner, but hey bud. And hello Frosted. Hope you guys are doing well.
Yes. Um, yes. I wonder if Johnny will be transferring over to YouTube or if he'll try and camp the treasure chest over on D Live.
Well, either way is acceptable, and if he's not working and got the free time, he's more than welcome to join if he wants. Just let me know and I'll send him a link. I got the
Ah,
notification for D Live and no others. Well, imagine my shock. I mean, just 2 minutes ago did I get the email that I was going live, which I don't know why, but for the last week now, I've been getting emails when I go live and post videos. Like, why do I need to know this?
yeah, I get. There's been times where I've been on a stream and I've gotten the notification that the stream started after it was over.
Oh yeah, but I, but and that's happened to me so many times. Like, but what I'm really curious about is how did you let it get so much stupider that it tells me when I'm running my own stream or video. I know when it's going. I set it that way. Why do I need these notifications? Are you trying to? Do you think I doubt you? Because, well, yes, but not that much.
You might be pleased to know that you are live, as brought to your attention by Frosted Glass.
Oh shit! I better start. I better stop acting so YouTube friendly then. Fuck you, YouTube. I'm just kidding. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. I just got this channel back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Let me pick up some Twisted Sister and ACDC to really stick it to YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. See, this is why I don't have the bot going right now. And Johnny actually has to get to work. Sorry, bud. But I figured I'd ask. I figured that might be the case, but no harm in asking anyway. So yeah, maybe next time. One of these nights, I'm actually gonna find a time where it's between Minions and Monkey in the Morning. Satu Monkey aren't streaming. Polydub's not finding that Monkey's not streaming right away, and I might actually get to do a fucking night stream again. So we'll see.
The thing there is there's just too many people streaming all at the same time. I
Mm,
mean,
and
like even,
they all.
even
Oh,
Minions against Satsu and Jack Gunsky on Tuesdays,
yeah,
or Wednesdays for me.
yeah. Yeah, and
So
a lot of them face the same problem when it's the time zones after the minions have ended or Jack Gunsky's have ended or the game streams have
yeah,
ended. When if and when Monkey will be streaming, because it's not so much a matter of if, just a matter of when.
and because his timing is sporadic, and whenever he happens to feel like it, it's not something you can say. Okay, if I do it at this time, I will definitely not run against Monkey. It could be 2 minutes after you start, so to say.
Yeah,
Um,
and I seen that happen a couple weeks ago with Polydub. He was going
yeah, yeah,
live
exactly.
and like he's halfway through his waiting screen and then boom, Monkey starts going live. Of course, his stream
And
doesn't start till after Polly's does, but even still, that's a 2 minute interval between when they start, and it's like, what the hell?
But yeah, obviously you are going to the bigger streamers if you happen to be running against them. But
Mm-hmm.
there's never gonna be a time when no one is streaming against you. It's just too many people have their own streams these days.
Well, I mean,
So
the afternoons
pick a
aren't so
time.
bad. It's just that's when a lot of people are at work too.
Yeah. Pick a time that suits you, and the viewers that you get are the viewers that you get.
Yeah.
If you try and say, I'm going to run against anyone, then you'll never stream.
Oh yeah. And it's not so much me not wanting to run against them. It's just the fact that I enjoy watching them myself, and I'd rather not stream when I could be watching them. You know what I mean? That's all it's ever been for me. You could stream 5 years after Monkey dies, you'd still find a way to take your time slot. he'd he'd have he'd have Little Butt trained up so that when he dies, she'd be going in and fucking posting replays of his streams in like some sort of remix fashion on her own channel or something like that.
But yeah, it's just one of those things, there's no way around it. And like I get also you want to watch them,
Mm-hmm.
but even then, like you can't accommodate people to such an extent that it gets in your own way.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have something to do when Lords of the Night is on, you can't say, "Oh, well, I just won't do it because I need to watch Lords of the Night." No, you
No.
have your own life first, and
Yeah, no, you're right about that. I mean, don't get me wrong. There were times I wish I could be like, "Fuck this, I'm out. You guys finish my shift without me. I'm going home before Lords of the Night starts." It's only 2 hours.
well,
You can fucking figure it out.
well, when I was working, Lords of the Night was on in my lunch break,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't watch it at work. There's like straight up no way. Um, they the kind of content Monkey puts out that's not work friendly, and
Really? Hadn't noticed.
well, exactly. So I I would have either gotten fired for blaring it in the middle of the workday, or watch it when I get home, which is what I ended up having to do. Um, yeah, you can't accommodate people to that extent. It's like it's got to be you first, and then other people when you can fit them in,
Mm-hmm.
sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Luckily for me, I'm just taking it easy right now because I'm still working on a bunch of videos at once and stuff like that, but it's only because the gaming videos they take longer to do because there's no actual set amount of time. It's like each game has a different length of how long it takes to play it, no matter what skill level or what you're trying to do with it. So
Yes, that's very true.
mm-hmm.
Especially story games,
Mm-hmm.
because you have to allow the story to play out. You can't say, "Well, I know what happened, so I'm just going to skip all the cutscenes," because people won't enjoy that. They're not going to watch it if you're skipping all the story. And the story takes time. So I mean, you could have hour-long videos just because you've got to let all the cutscenes play out.
Yeah, exactly. Or you could just do things like me where you forget to edit a part of a video where you're probably paused for 20 odd minutes going to get a snack or something, who knows.
Yeah, when I saw you pause, and about a minute later you hadn't unpaused, it's like, okay, let me just check when he unpauses. It's like, oh, he's got like, I think it was 13 minutes thereabouts. Like, okay, well, I'll just skip to the point where he unpauses.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought I'd better let you know, just in case you didn't realize that you'd left that in there.
Much appreciated, and I pinned that comment so that everyone would see it right away when they scroll down to complain about it. Yeah, feel free to add your comment that I fucked up there. I'm not gonna ask you not to, because A, pointless, and B, it'd be funnier if you did leave it.
Well, exactly. But yeah, I wasn't sure if like you forgot to edit it out or if there was like some reason that you kept it in like for video length or some because I don't know the ins and outs of making video. I don't think there's any reasonable reason to leave this in, but maybe he's done it on purpose. So I'll just say, look, I don't know. It seems like you forgot to edit this out.
Well, I mean, this is the idiot. There's supposed to be mistakes. So yes, I left it in on purpose because I need to have mistakes in at least some, if not all, videos. That is totally why I did it on purpose. You believe that, right?
Definitely. The same way that you had the sound cut out during Psychonauts and you had to play Mustafa's music just so there'd be some sort of sound.
Yes.
That was well played. It was a very good mistake to sneak in.
Well, it was also a clever plug to get more people interested in Mustafa's music.
Yeah. And as funny as it sounds, I don't want to say I preferred it, but part of me looked forward to the Mustafa music. It was like knowing that I wouldn't hear the game. Like, yeah, but I still get to listen to Mustafa.
Mm-hmm. It's a nice second.
Whereas with the game sounds, obviously you can hear the game, which is more important. But it was a pretty good consolation that I get to listen to this.
For sure.
I bought the games that I was sort of eyeing, including the time looping Hamlet themed point and click adventure game. So I'm gonna have to play that at some point today because I'm exceptionally curious as to how this thing works.
Fair enough.
Just that description alone is like, I have to buy this.
Oh, nice, man.
It's called Elsinore, if anyone in chat is curious about it.
Oh yes, you were telling me about this.
Yes. The other one I got is West of Loathing, which is there's a website called Kingdom of Loathing, which is like a free-to-play. You know how those games where you get like 40 actions a day and then you have to wait for them to reset?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Kingdom of Loathing is, but they made like a proper video game with the same graphics, same sense of humor, same everything. It's just an RPG instead of one of those websites where you get like 40 actions that you have to wait for them to replenish every day.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be fun too. I'm looking forward to that.
Well, as I mentioned, before we went on air, Terry, I do have a few articles I figure I'll read. Might as well get those out of the way if you don't mind.
Sure.
Alright, let's just set up here real quick. That's good enough, actually. So yeah, first one, something I found shared by Dean Cain himself over on Twitter. Comic book artist, Kickstarter rejected campaign for showing hero beating up MS-13 like thugs. This was published on the 5th of October, so 4 days old, but still. Some leftists blew a gasket last year after President Donald Trump referred to MS-13 gang members as animals. What, you say men who torture, rape, and kill with abandon deserve a subhuman label? Have you no decency, Mr. President?
Maybe they meant the band. Maybe they were offended because they thought, I actually really like that stuff. So no, you can't compare the animals to these horrible rapist thugs.
Maybe.
Yeah, everybody likes House of the Rising Sun.
Hey, Frosted.
I can't stay long. Monkey's streaming.
Is he now? Go figure. No worries. Thanks for stopping by anyways. Even now, the Speaker of the House, even the Speaker of the House got into the act. Does he not believe in the spark of divinity, the dignity and worth of every person? Representative Nancy Pelosi said at the time. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Could that same thinking be lurking within a powerhouse crowdfunding site? Okay. Mike S. Miller, a right-leaning comic book artist with 27 years experience, designed a crowdfunding campaign for his hero, Lone Star. He describes Sorry?
Interject. That ad that you just scrolled past, where it says free STD check, I actually misread that as frosted check, and I just thought that was funny.
Frosted? Check.
What, you think I'd just give them out for free?
Well, I mean, it's the rumor. Yeah, he designed a crowdfunding campaign for his hero, Lone Star. He describes the character as a super patriot who battles evil alongside fellow warriors. The character isn't partisan on paper, although he says superheroes who are unabashedly heroic and believe in self-sacrifice are suddenly viewed from an ideological prism. A future Lone Star comic will take on an Antifa-style group, says Miller, who contributed to the Injustice series for DC Comics, among other gigs. Ah, neat.
If he's taking on Antifa, that means he's for fascism.
Now you see why leftists are having issues with this. He initially wanted to use Indiegogo.com for Lone Star's crowdfunding launch, knowing the site has an apolitical reputation. Miller decided to give Kickstarter.com a chance first. The latter site boasts a broad cultural footprint, even though some conservatives fear it tips the scales in favor of the left.
Just a tad.
Just a tad, just a scotch. Miller noticed the site's Things We Love category routinely highlights campaigns with left-wing agendas. They push those projects hard and often, he says. Miller's worries had a little history on his side, too. Phelim McAleer, fuck you for having a name like that, famously sparred with Kickstarter in 2014 when he tried to spark his Gosnell film project at the site. The film, which eventually hit theaters last year, focused on the monstrous crimes committed by Philadelphia abortionist Dr. Kermit Gosnell.
I knew that frog couldn't be trusted.
Team Kickstarters threw a red flag on the Gosnell campaign at the time, noting Phelim McAleer switched the Indiegogo at the last moment because, he says, Kickstarter was insisting on changes to the wording of his campaign, engaging in other delays tactics. In the end, Kickstarter approved the project build, stipulated, as it says is customary, that McAleer agreed to allow the company to yank the project from its site if anything objectionable was added to its web presence. Okay, yeah, well, I mean...
Well, everything's objectionable to someone.
Yeah, exactly.
I could just go around, like, browsing every campaign on there. Just go, I object, I object, I object.
Indeed.
What are they going to get around everything that I arbitrarily decide I don't like?
Just shout objection like you're a lawyer.
Yes. Objection!
Well, I have been playing so that is appropriate.
There you go. McAleer, who most recently, staged a reading of texts from disgraced FBI agents Lisa Page and Peter Fuck you. Later launched a billboard campaign near Kickstarter's New York offices to denounce its censorship. More importantly, McAleer revealed other more graphic Kickstarter campaigns at the time that apparently sailed past the site's censors. Miller says Kickstarter initially approved his Lone Star campaign. Later, after he began uploading a few sample pages from the project, the company changed course. However, after a careful review, we've determined that your project cannot be approached for launch, Team Kickstarter said. Miller combed through the site's rules of conduct, making sure his story didn't run afoul of any existing guidelines. He even removed comic book pages featuring an MS-13-style group getting beaten up by his hero. Part of the story in question found Lone Star coming to the aid of a black woman caught in the gang's clutches. That tweak didn't help. In fact, Kickstarter later rejected the campaign outright. As a public benefit corporation dedicated to battling inequality and creating a more equitable world, Kickstarter does not allow discrimination, subjugation, or intolerance towards marginalized groups. Like MS-13? Yeah, that's a very good question.
But I'm only up to Windows 10. When does MS-13 come out?
Well, probably never. They're gonna be stuck in the closet for quite a while.
Probably, yeah.
This decision, the note continued, is not negotiable. Good to know. Miller shared screenshots of the Kickstarter responses and the comic panels in question with the Daily Wire. The site reached out to Kickstarter.com's press contact for a response, but didn't receive one before deadline. Well, I mean, you expected them to? I doubt it, but still, I have to ask. Miller, who is half Japanese, why does that have any relevance to this? Thinks the only reason Kickstarter would nix his campaign is if it thought the gang criminals represented a marginalized group. It's clear that they put their political ideology above their desire to serve artists, creators, and customers. This is not how you should do business in America. It's shameful, Miller says.
Well, criminals are a marginalized and oppressed minority. We don't even give them freedom once we catch them. They have this large portions of time locked in a cell. It's
downright criminal
oppression. Yeah, it's blatantly oppressing this wonderful, marginalized, defenseless group.
Yeah, that's why I sided with Epstein.
There you go. Alright, that's how you do things a little professionally. You do that first, but I won't do that without because I'm not smart.
Oh, nice. I submitted an article to the hashtag.
I just see that.
I saw.
I'm about to go to the other two first anyway, so... First up we have all three of which are from Frosted Glass. Hashtag can be found in the scrolling text below. If it's not there anytime soon, just wait, it'll show up. Because that's how that works.
It's hashtag MITAN.
MITAN. Close enough. So, up next. Trolls have taken over our democracy. Silicon Valley helped. This came out yesterday. Amanda Marcotte from Salon? Okay. New York writer Andrew Marantz put his sanity on the line in order to take a deep dive into two parallel worlds, the reactionary universe of the alt-right and the technological triumphalist paradigm of Silicon Valley. You are trying way too hard. The latter... Oh, go ahead.
The thesaurus really got to work out with this one.
So is my tongue. The latter is responsible for selling us a utopian vision of the internet that would, supposedly, bind humanity, yet which instead has stoked political division and created, indirectly, the alt-right. In antisocial online extremists, techno-utopians, and the hijacking of the American conversation, Marantz offers readers an explanation as to how social networks created by idealist techies. Really? You're gonna use all those fancy words and you're gonna put techies right after it? Did you run out of... Oh, let me continue, it gets better. By idealist techies were co-opted by a rat's nest of bigots, trolls, and fascists, who exploited the supposed neutrality of platforms to spread hate. See, you started out try-harding, and then you started out not even trying at all, or ended off not even trying at all.
Hey. There's nothing wrong with being a troll. Hashtag troll pride.
Thank you. Hashtag troll tried indeed. I mean, as long as you do it right. Otherwise, you're just embarrassing and
Well,
sad.
yeah. But the thing is,
go ahead.
trolling has been horribly misunderstood because these days people think trolling just means being an arsehole, which it's not.
It's part of it,
It
or
is
it
an
can
art
be part
form.
of it, but it's not the entirety of it.
Well, trolling is the whole gently provoking a reaction to highlight someone's foolishness or hypocrisy or whatever. There's actually an art form to it to sort of do it properly, as opposed to just you're a faggot, ha ha ha. That's not trolling. That's just insulting.
Yes.
Yeah, like the Islam is right about women guy. That was expert trolling.
That was exactly.
Moran spoke to Salon about his new book and how the internet is changing democracy. This interview has been lightly edited for length and clarity. Okay. No. See, there's no point in reading it now. Because you just told me it's
when
all...
they say edited for length and clarity, I wanted to add more length because the original one didn't use any fancy words, so they needed to pad it out a bit.
And clarity because it didn't fit their narrative, so they had to explain it in a way that does.
Yes.
Yeah, alright, well, that's enough of that one already then. We know how that one goes. We know how that one goes already, all too well. Next one. Comes from The Root. Online forums call to users... I am The Root. Online forums call to users to prove your...
The root. Sit on a flying. There it goes.
Yeah. It's an idiot stream, yo. Just a different format. Yes. Online forums call to users to prove you're not white unleashes a flood of white tears. Oh, for fuck's sakes. I only wanted to read this because of the title. Comes from Dara Sharif.
Well, they read this Lords of the Night, and yeah, because I know what it's about, it is really...
It is really what?
It's really ridiculous.
Oh yeah, of course, it's The Root. Plus the title.
And Flood of White Tears sounds like something completely different.
Right?
It sounds like the reaction of a Sora movie.
It sounds like the ending of the Sora movies right before they roll the credits. And with that, I'm about to get banned. So let's continue on. Creators of the subreddit Black People Twitter hoped for a space where black folk could speak freely about whatever was on their mind. But when they found the space being taken over by folks they suspected were not only not black, but with subversive agendas, they decided to address the issue head on by requesting proof of blackness. Okay, are you gonna issue examples of how to put forth this proof of blackness?
Oh yes, they do. They tell you how to prove that you're black.
But do they give examples of it? That's my sort of way of saying they do it first.
They just ask if you know who your dad is.
Oh, well, I don't. Does that make me black?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah. Moving on up in the oppression hierarchy. Black People Twitter in April began... In April! Oh, for fuck's sakes, of course it's always back a few months or so. Asking users to send them a picture of their forearms to prove their blackness. Just their forearms? Are you...
Well...
Did you ask Trudeau?
But, to me, all this is going to do is have Google searches for black forearms just skyrocket.
Or
just Google image search forearm. Yeah, that's me.
Or have your black friend over. Hey, bud, I need a picture of your forearm. Don't ask questions. Okay? Sure thing, nigga. Here you go. It's okay. Apparently I'm black. I can say that. Rule set by Black Twitter. The ask started as an April Fool's joke. I'm sure it did. I am so sure it did. In response to the moderators' frustration. Oh, okay. Actually, no. I'm totally sure it did. No, sarcasm's all gone. Frustration with having to swim through so much racist troll trash in order to elevate commentary from those the online forum was intended to serve. As the Times explains, a discussion meant to be a respite from the racial tensions out in the world began to mirror them. It was like a constant form of gaslighting, said Wesley Morneau, 30, a black information technology professional who until recently served as a moderator of the forum. Forum moderators, a multiracial group of people, who many of whom are black, decided to make the racial proofing permanent. Yeah, see, this is why we can't have any nice things.
But the thing I like about that, multiracial, many were black. So it wasn't even all black people. People on the moderator team would have failed this test.
Yes.
I'm guessing they were like Hispanic or, other forms of not white.
But that's not black. Their forearms would be the incorrect color.
Yep.
Yeah, but they're all, like us people of color have to stand together, except the Asians,
Except the Asians. Yeah, that's true. That's true. They don't stand. They're sitting over their book studying. Where was I? Yeah. The most heated comment threads, they announced, would give priority to non-white participants. Anyone who wished to participate would need to send the moderators a photograph of their forearm, proving they were not white. The move has unleashed a firestorm ever since from seemingly butthurt white folks, I'm sure that's described by the moderators, and others who have deemed the decision racist. Moderators told the Times they've received much abuse online since the decision. One shared an image they'd received of two black men hanging from a noose with the message, "Let me and my brother in, we are both black." However, as one moderator told the Times, come on, that is fucking hilarious. You can't tell me if there better have been more than one moderator, because even if you got the one in the fucking small percentage that wouldn't find that hilarious, there's bound to be many that would. But, however, as one moderator told the Times, people are complaining, but I have yet to figure out a better way to do it. A black moderator whose username is "can go fuck yourself" because I'm not pronouncing that, told a reporter as he chipped away at a backlog of thousands of forearm photographs one recent afternoon using various methods to root out fakers. I've got a very simple solution. Stop giving a fuck.
But then you might be those horrible white people.
It's a subreddit. Stop giving a fuck. You're gonna save yourself a whole lot of time. Yeah, there's not much there. That's all there is. Fuck it.
You just gotta start tattooing numbers on white people's arms.
Make them say yellow stars just as identification.
Yeah. That way you know for sure.
Well, we've got one left here, and then we'll have all those out of the way, and let's just see how the rest of the stream takes us, see how long it goes. Of course, finishes it off with the Mary Sue. I love it. This is bound to get questions about my blood pressure.
The Mary Sue, the Puma man of press.
Alright.
Puma Man is a superhero of all time.
Let me just get ready to read this in my Mary Sue voice. From Princess Weeks of the Mary Sue, the Marvel women want an all-female... Sorry, I'm only a Mary Sue artist. Forgive me. The Marvel women want an all-female movie, yet DC is getting theirs first. Why is that? Because DC's been known to rush things.
And just look how great that DC movie looks.
Oh my god.
Wonderful.
They had the comment in all the male actors to identify as female during the movie shoot. And then, hey, the all-female cast.
Well, I mean, fuck. Like, if you want to know, my expectations on this upcoming Birds of Prey movie, go check out my recent video on either my channel or Zalded's channel about the first episode of Batwoman. It's pretty much as I expected. I don't have much hope when it comes to DC these days.
Such fine female actors as Christina Bale and Henrietta Cavill, and they can fill all the female roles in the upcoming movie.
Don't get me wrong. There's some fucking good actors and shit like that, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be all that great. And
I don't watch superhero movies except for Puma Man.
The Puma Man cinematic universe.
I don't know, man. The Tick was pretty damn good.
That was more of a parody than a proper superhero movie.
Which made it so damn good.
Yeah, but a straight superhero movie is not really something that I'm all that interested in.
Fair enough.
So you prefer gay superheroes? Oh well, there you. That's why you have Batwoman.
Yes.
Yeah, but like I said, that's why I like Puma Man.
Alright, let's check this out. This may be an unpopular opinion. Well, I can safely say you can take away maybe. But while both DC and Marvel have equally made stumbling blocks when it comes to the women in their major movie adaptations, when you really put everything side by side, DC has done the better job of putting women at the forefront of their films. That's because they're the only ones to at the moment. Just wait. Like I said, DC has a history of rushing this shit, and it doesn't end up all that great in my opinion. So it's just creating a very low bar for someone to do a better job, and they're not gonna raise the bar very high when they do. I guarantee it.
Sorry. DC is Russian, confirmed.
Yes, they are Russian, confirmed, comrade. I mean, look at Soviet Supergirl.
So Cyborg is a Russian bot?
Yes, he is. During a sit-down, well, I mean, he does come from the mother box.
Whatever that is. I've seen that movie, and I still don't know what those are.
Mother boxes?
Yeah.
Well, in the movies, yes, I don't know. They're but in comic books and certain animated series lore, it's basically a multi-purpose alien tech tool that's mainly focused on using for generating boom tubes.
But in fairness, don't we all come from our mother's box? Like, that's just...
Exactly.
And that's how birth works.
Seems like a good point to remind people, don't think about your mom when you're doing things. During a sit-down interview at her Power of Women cover shoot, Brie Larson, for fuck's sakes, was asked if the female film has been truly discussed among the Marvel brass. It is something, she said, according to Variety, with a pause, then adding, well, what do you mean truly discussed? Oh, here we go. Here we fucking go. Someone's triggered Brie Larson in an interview. Go fucking figure. Elizabeth Wagmeister.
That sounds like the last name of a character Groucho Marx would play.
Yep.
Never trust anyone named after cheese. That Brie Larson, no good.
Yes. Wagmeister, who followed up with, "You tell me." Ooh, good comeback! You are top notch right there. Really living up to that name. I will say that a lot of the female cast members from the Marvel walked up to Kevin and we were like, "We are in this together. We want you to do this," Larson explained. What that means, I have no idea. Go figure! You know I'm not in charge of the future of Marvel, but it is something that we're really passionate about and we love, and I feel like if enough people out in the world talk about how much they want it, maybe it'll happen. Whoa, that just scrolled down on its own. Okay, got it. DC beating out Marvel is not just a Wonder Woman versus Captain Marvel thing. First of all, we be past the need to have only one winner in the world of female-led films? No. You want equality, you get equality. We want a number one in male-led films, we want a number one in female-led films too. Fuck off.
Well, I'm still waiting for the all-male superhero team. I mean, the Avengers, Justice League, they were never all male. They always have at least one woman.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's pretty sexist that the women are able to have an all-woman team, but the men can't have an all-male team.
Yeah, but the way the women see it, if it's only one or two females, it doesn't really count. It's not enough. They need to have it. In their minds, an all-male team includes one or two, and to an extent of thinkers, 50-50 gendered team. In reality, we all know that's not true, but the ones with the fucked up minds, that's what they're thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Second, in my opinion, both of those movies are just pretty okay. But Wonder Woman does get points for getting it out first. Women aren't usually okay with people getting it out first, in my experience. And Captain Marvel gets points for having strong female friendships at its core. I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, I've seen that movie. That friendship was just boring and flat.
Like her ass?
Yeah.
Like, basically like Brie Larson. Everything about her. Boring and flat. Boring and flat. So, if we are scoring things up, they come out just even for me. Of course they do! The fact that you think that possibility would not exist, that possibility is very small, is just amazing. I don't know you from a pothole on Main Street, but when you have a fucking screen name that, an editor, a journalist name, there you go. It took me so hard, it took me so long to fucking think of the right title because you are not living up to it. But when you fucking go by Princess Weeks in your article, I immediately know not to take you seriously. I immediately know.
Hey, you're talking about royalty, okay?
I'll fucking talk about royalty however I goddamn well please, man. I live in Canada. I've got enough fucking royalty complaints to start off with.
Of the Weeks dynasty.
It is a pretty weak dynasty.
Ayo.
No, I can't. This is fucking stupid. We all know where this is going yet again. Wow. See, and this is why I named the stream 32 Flavors of Windows. Because I knew we were going to be fucking experiencing stupid like this. And it was the most creative thing I could think of without knowing anything.
I kind of false advertised thing because I gave a very different impression as to what the stream's going to be.
Well, I mean, Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I did immediately try to see if we could find anything for flavors of Windows, but all I could see on Google was flavors of Microsoft Windows, and it's like, really? There's only like there's actual things called flavors of Microsoft Windows. I don't even want to know.
Who eats Microsoft Windows? That's just bizarre.
Someone who can't eat micro hard Windows?
I guess.
Well, I mean, now we've got that out of the way. Let's celebrate and get a little palate cleanser here.
'Cause there is no cock like horse cock. Send your asshole into shock. You need horse cock, of horse cock. Grab the loop and slam the day away. As I take more cock, horse cock. Shut the door and turn the lock. Is your cock a horse cock? You will never hear me saying nay.
Ooh, I feel better already.
What a great song.
Oh, indeed. So, anything, so I know you said you couldn't stay along frosted, but while you're here, anything new and exciting going on for you, bud?
Oh, well, that was just a joke.
Oh, okay. Oh, and,
Yeah.
hey, Joys of Sorrow.
I don't know, nothing much going on with me, you know.
Fair enough. How are you doing today there, Joyce? Good afternoon. Thank you for stopping by.
Although I am doing MST3K nights on Friday.
Yeah. If you want to plug your channel into the link into the chat there, by all means.
Give me a sec.
Yeah. While you're doing that, I'll pull up my page so I can add it to. I pull up my shit so I can add it to my list of shills for the future.
And I'm gonna have to miss this week's Mystery Science Theater because I've got to go to a birthday party. So I'll probably watch the replay, but I won't be there for the joint viewing.
Ooh. So
This week's movie is going to be The Brain That Wouldn't Die.
That sounds intriguing. So I'll definitely have to watch the replay.
But I haven't really been doing it on D-Live lately because nobody watches the D-Live. They just join the watch together.
fair enough.
Oh, okay. Then just leave a link to the YouTube video in Discord, and I'll watch it that way.
All right, and yeah, this episode is actually the first episode with Mike after Joel left.
I haven't seen much of Joel. We seem to be mostly focusing on the Mike era with the ones you're picking.
I kind of prefer Mike, but you know they're both good in their own way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. I think Mike has a better theme song. It sort of flows better than the one they used with Joel, but it just sort of, I noticed that there seems to be not a whole lot of Joel episodes.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably find some of my favorite Joel episodes, like
Okay.
Monster A Go Go, which is probably one of the worst movies they've ever done.
Fair enough.
What was the name of the movie that the rock climbing joke came from?
Oh, that's Lost Continent.
That's it.
Oh, and maybe in celebration of the new Batwoman show, one of the movies they did was The Wild Wild World of Batwoman,
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
with no connection to DC. And it is just batch insane. I didn't mean to make that pun.
Maybe pun may not be intended, but it is definitely appreciated.
Yeah.
I
So
don't.
clearly DC stole the idea.
I don't know the answer to Joys of Sorrow's question, so I don't know if Della wants to
I'm afraid
Killing.
I don't remember the answer to that question either. I was waiting for that convo to end so I could point that out too.
Yeah, so DC stole Batwoman from this shitty movie, did they?
I guess so. I mean, the movie's probably from like the 60s. You know, and I think the comic character is relatively new. I'm not sure.
Did they at least go no 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 Batwoman?
No, but there's a lot of scantily clad women dancing around a lot.
Ooh,
I'll take it.
Misa likey.
And there's also a part that's very racist against Chinese people.
I like it even more.
Indeed. Saved. All right. Added that. That's cool. Got it.
And I do like that we got to see how very racist Joel was when he did Pod People, and he okay hand signed and said it stinks.
Man,
I think that's the real reason that he had to leave and Mike took over. They realized just how racist Joel was being. Like, you gotta get rid of you.
yep. There's also one episode that I want to do, but I have to make sure that Sora's there because it's a Canadian movie,
Oh, which movie?
and that episode is full of Canada jokes.
Which movie is this now?
It's called The Final Sacrifice,
Oh, alright.
and it features the greatest Canadian hero of all time, Zap Rousdower.
Nice.
And that character is actually where I got my gamer tag for Xbox.
Cool. I had some stuff I had ready to talk about, but for the life of me, I can't figure out where I put it all.
Fair enough.
And this is what you get from the most professional Time Lord on YouTube.
There you go. And
Much like the articles I've read today, I set the bar pretty fucking low. To be fair, it's not like I have all the height in the world. I need to be able to reach them too. Let's see.
some yeah, I'm not sure anything interesting to bring up.
Yeah, not really. Been pretty quiet the last couple days or so. Yeah. Well, no need to fucking drag this on.
Yeah, I think we kind of hit a lull.
Yeah. You guys got nothing you want to talk about, or nothing you think is interesting that you want to bring up? Might as well call her here.
Yeah, fair enough.
Alright, well, that being said, thanks fellas for joining me. Much appreciated. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. And
Yeah, I did.
that's perfect. And to anyone who stopped by in the chat or may end up watching this in the future, apparently people do that because I've been going back and checking out the views lately. Very much appreciated. I hope you enjoy what you see here and come by for another one another time. In the meantime, take care and have a good one, y'all.
See you, everyone.
Oh, see it.